Welcome to another meeting of TVholics Anonymous. Welcome to another meeting of TVholics Anonymous. My name is Ruru, and I am a TVholic. Mimi's not here again because, like I said in part 1, she does not watch this, and it's not something that I'm gonna recommend to her to watch because I found it quite annoying in some aspects, and I wasn't liking the flow of this particular K-drama, and I don't think it's something that she is gonna be into, knowing her as well as I know her. I think she'll also find it a bit weird. In a way, I think it might be something interesting for her to watch, but because she might be really confused as well, but also she might be pissed off by the fact that I made her watch it. So, because it's kind of frustrating, like I mentioned in part 1. So if you haven't listened to part 1, listen to part 1 first before you listen to part 2 of Run On. So I realized after uploading that I did not do justice to some of the things that happen on this show. So I forgot to mention about, before I start, this is going to be a really small short episode. I'm not going to say a lot, so it's going to be very brief. And also, before I get into this, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, and also comment and let me know what you guys thought about this episode, because it was very, like I said, strange. Not episode, but series, because it was very strange. So I just want to talk about Mi Joo. So her character, I feel was very not fleshed out, because although they showed flashbacks of her life sometimes. Oh, and another thing that I found really, really, really weird about this show is, let me just say that after. I've got a lot of thoughts about this show. So basically, Mi Joo, like I said, she's a translator, but the fact that she is never you never see much more about her life other than you don't see flashbacks to you do see flashbacks to when she was bullied and stuff, but you don't see flashbacks to, she said that she was in foster care, you never see any flashbacks to that. You never see anyone else significant in her life other than her roommate, and that's it. She kind of gone through life without anyone at all caring about her. I feel like that was such a sad storyline. Like I said, there's so many different depressive tones in this K-drama. It's not for someone who's going through mental health struggles. Probably, I think they'd find themselves spiraling watching this, because it's very dreary at times. It's not, I don't think it's meant to, I don't think that's what they were going for in this K-drama, but it kind of translated to that. And like I said, some of the characters were not fleshed out properly. So Mi Joo, I don't feel like they did her character justice, because she was just I wouldn't say she's one-dimensional, but she's like Gyeom's character was. I feel like he was probably two-dimensional, but I feel like she was also very bland and very. It's just she was very harsh at points, because you could tell she had a heart. She came from a hard knock life situation. That's why she reacted the way she did to Gyeom a lot of the time. But I don't feel I feel if you've got someone, she finally found someone that seemed to be very nice and decent, she kind of threw him away a couple of times. And maybe that's just because of how she was she'd never had anyone be good to her, so she couldn't process it and didn't know what to do with it and stuff like that. But they didn't do much the storytellers, the directors or anything, to flesh that out. Really, they didn't do much to show how that came about, in my opinion anyway. Also, I just wanted to talk about towards the end, they kept like when they kept like, I don't know how to describe this, but they kept turning it into like a western. Like they were talking about scenes and then they kept flashing back to how like these people were like being trapped and like everyone was like dressed up in like period piece outfits and there was like gun shows and someone got shot and this and that and it was just very like they were like jailed and the girls were jailed like Dan-Ah and Mi Joo were jailed by the Gyeom's mother and Gyeom was a gangster. It was all very strange and there was a random like shootout and stuff and it wasn't really making much sense. I know they were trying to like tie it into the show, like they were having conversations that had to do with the show, but like what was that randomness? Like no one even like expressed any like it was like all in black and white as well. And no one ever expressed on the show like they had like any interest in westerns or anything like that. I know that it was like they were translating movies and stuff like Mi Joo and the mother was an actress, a famous Korean actress, and also Gyeom's mother I'm talking about, and also the roommate was like had her own like kind of like translating company or something like that. But this black and white movie thing came out of nowhere and they just kept like making all the scenes about that and it kind of like ruined the flow of everything to me as well. It was already just disjointed and that was like the final nail in the coffin and I just thought, oh, I'm gonna scroll through my phone while these weird black and white scenes from like a gangster movie play out. And it was just like randomly like in the middle of like them having conversations, they just flash to this. So like Dan-Ah and what's her name? Mi Joo were having like a conversation about like the painter dude and then they kind of she was like Dan-Ah was basically like bitching about him or something, like saying that she likes him but like she doesn't know how to like express herself or something like that and then they kind of like cut to this like black and white western kind of gangster kind of situation. It's like a private eye kind of thing as well. Like don't know what it was. I don't know what they were trying to achieve with it. I just want to know, did anyone listening to this find it really weird too? Because I can't be the only one who thought this was like out of nowhere and found it weird and felt like it was totally unnecessary for like the scene or like the for the entire like K-drama. It was like unnecessary. Also I liked the relationship that formed with Mi Joo and Dan-Ah. It was like a slow burner one. I like to see like slow burner relationships form on like TV shows. Like it's nice. Also, at the start, I really thought that they did a really good job of showing that Dan-Ah was like really like they made her look really like a terrible person and then you kind of like they kind of peeled back the layers of her and you saw that she was like a complex person and she's the way she is because of this and that reasons because of her family and upbringing and stuff. Also you saw that she has a really nice like kind heart inside the cold hard exterior, so it but like I said, not with her younger brother, which was weird. Like the most love that she showed him was like um yeah, when I need you, like be there for me. And then he was like, wow, she loves me. My sister loves me. That was really weird. But yeah, I found that relationship with her and her brother strange, but the rest of it she showed like a lot more love to like other people. It's kind of understanding too, if you come from like a messed up family, it's hard to like have love for family, I guess. And I I feel like the other characters as well weren't like fleshed out a lot, especially like the side characters. Like the little brother was in a K-drama, not K-drama, K-pop group, and like his fellow like K-drama, I don't know why I keep saying K-drama, K-pop star that was in his group was not really like fleshed out much. Like the guy driving them around, like the manager and stuff were not really like, you don't really see much of their character either. We didn't really see any kind of like bonding between the little brother and Dan-Ha's artist boyfriend, really. We just saw them fighting at the start and they never really properly resolved it or anything like that. They didn't really resolve the situation with the arrhythmias either. So he had an arrhythmia, the younger brother, the K-pop star, and the dad also died of an arrhythmia. It was very cold the way like the older brother, I mean, not the older brother, yeah, the older of the two brothers. I know that Dan-Ah is basically the oldest in the family. She's the sister who's the oldest. But yeah, the older brother was not really he didn't really give a damn that the dad died. I didn't think he cared about the dad at all, like during life either, which was like kind of sad and like weird as well. The dad just didn't really care about like things like a parent would really care about either. Like he was very strange and just kept playing his guitar, and he liked comic books as well. Don't know how that man ran a company like a conglomerate group. Very strange stuff. And then they didn't tell, like, the boys knew about the dad's illness, but they never told Dan-Ha. The dad didn't want Dan-Ha to know, which was very weird as well. I found that the relationship between the brothers was very strained and weird as well, understandingly, but the older brother called the younger one a bastard as well, which was really, like, it's kind of gross in this day and age to be calling someone a bastard, like, horrible. What else happened? I don't want to really forget anything before I leave this. I thought the apartment that um the painter and the sports guy, the athlete, sprinter, Gyeom moved into was like really crappy, and it was weird how he was just content. If he's like so rich and he had his like he like grew up in wealth, he was like so content living in Mi Joo's like sleeping on Mi Joo's sofa, which was like it looked like a terribly uncomfortable sofa for like quite a while. And then he was like happy living sleeping on what's her what's oh the painter guy's more like horrific sofa. That was even worse than Mi Joo's sofa. So that didn't make very much sense to me either. When he had a home to go back to, he could have just stayed there, or he could have like I know they mentioned that his granddad owned like the mother's dad owned like hotels and stuff, was like a hotelier. So that's why he was living in hotels for free before he moved into Omi Joo's place and Joo's place and the painter dude as well, his place. So it didn't really like add up, although he wanted to just be closer to Omiju. So wouldn't he just like be like, let's just like live in the hotel together to her? Like it wasn't like the math was not mathing. Like it's just weird. Like if you like grow up in like luxury, you're not gonna be content like sleeping on a sofa when you could just pop into one of your granddad's hotels and stay there for free. I know that he gave the hotel room and everything to Wusik and Wusik's grandma, but I'm sure that his granddad could have like hooked him up with even like a regular room in the hotel. Nothing special. It's very odd. So yeah, those were like my concluding thoughts. Even if I have like if I remember something else from this and I come up with something else I want to say, I'm probably not going to make another episode about it because I just want to put it to sleep. But I really want to hear what you all think about this because I found, like I said, it very strange, and like especially Gyeom, um, his behavior. Like I just found him to be like very. I just thought he was just very like not all upstairs. Nothing like there was nothing going on upstairs in his brain. Like he just felt very empty, and I just thought he was pretty slow, and I couldn't believe that he was just like just a regular guy. It didn't make it much sense the way he was acting. But like I said, I have not watched anything else that this guy has done, the actor. So I can't really comment on like how he like I don't know if this is just how he speaks and acts. And if so, like they should have recast him because he did a terrible job. Because I thought the show was going in one direction about someone who is like not all there upstairs, and everyone's going to help him after he quit his, he was like I thought it was going to be like a Forrest Gump situation basically, but it turned out not to be. So yeah, so I want to hear your thoughts on this. So comment and let me know what you think, what you thought about this, because I'm probably the only person I know that's watched this, and I just want to know if my thoughts are like the same as everyone else's thoughts about this guy Gyeom, and like other stuff that happened on the show that I've talked about. So yeah, that's part 2 done. There won't be a part 3. And also don't forget to subscribe to us. We're on practically all podcast networks apart from we haven't worked out how to put ourselves on Apple yet, but we will get onto that. And like I said, subscribe and let us know if you want any particular show to be recapped. And if we've watched that, we'll recap it. If we haven't, we might consider watching it and recapping it. And yeah, see you guys really soon. Hopefully we'll be back with together, me and Mimi. It'll be a Ruru and Mimi show, and we'll be probably discussing some more like Housewives stuff or some more Bravo stuff. I know Mimi has watched quite a few K-dramas too, so I really want to get us both like sitting down and discussing like a couple of K-dramas. So, and we've watched quite a bit of like Korean reality TV, so hopefully I'll get her to come on and we'll discuss one of those shows too. But for now, see you guys soon. Bye.